Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to our standard DLC and / update launch video where we look at everything we've got in the new pack and in the new update. As always, I've laid everything out. We've got DLC stuff that side, update stuff on this side. As you can see, a fair amount on both sides, to be honest. And then of course the animals in the middle, so I thought we'll start with the animals. Of course everyone is more interested in them. I'm sure a lot of you, if you're watching this, may have seen stuff already in the videos of other people, but it's always a shame not to try and do a video just to showcase things in case people want to have a look at my video, see what my thoughts are on the pieces, and see if you missed anything in other videos. So we'll start with this little one down here, if I can get right down in there, the axolotl. Very cute. Lots of colour variations by the looks of it. It looks like we might have almost 5, unless there's some that aren't actually used. We should have about 5 colour variations. So we've got like the wild type one, which is the more brown coloured one, more camouflagey looking type. And then we've got the paler ones, which are more like the captive ones that you might see in zoos and like pet shops and things like that, in private collections, that sort of thing. So yeah, very cute. Some cute little animations. It's a nice little model, and quite a nice addition to the game, I think. Next up, we have the Przewalski's horse. Now, I saw them do this in someone else's video. I really like this animation. Just this is a really subtle thing, but it really is realistic. So when they sort of stand still, they hold one foot up slightly and to rest it, and have the other one placed down fully. It's just such a subtle thing, but it just adds that depth and that realism that really sort of takes the game to another level. So always something that I really appreciate, being someone who works with animals, and I actually do work with the Przewalski's horse, so it's yeah, something I would look out for. I think they've done the fur and stuff really nicely. So we've got the tail with actual strands of hair. The mane looks really good. I'm impressed they've managed to get that so nice looking. Oh, a bit of leg twisting there. That seems to happen quite a lot on all sorts of animals, but oh well. So yeah, Przewalski's horse looks very nice. Baby looks nice too. They did have loads, and all of a sudden they've not had any in a while. She's due one, so we'll pop back over when we see a little thing pop up, or if we see it be born. So yeah, very nice addition. Looks lovely. There's so much variation in coat that it's hard to really assess. So like these guys, I mean, ours at the minute are almost like bright browny orangey colour, quite uniform all over the body, but it does vary a lot, and these are kind of look more winter coaty type thing. But yeah, oh, it's a cute little yawn. See, really nice animations. A lot of people comparing to the zebra, and of course they've done some really nice work from what I've seen so far on these guys, so that's nice to see. Next up we have the Amur Leopard. Now, some aspects of it are really good, other aspects not so good. This from here it looks great, and it doesn't look as bad as it did in the picture when you look at it in the game, but the face does just look a little bit off. The eyes are very sad looking, not as piercing. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard to put my finger on it exactly what's up with it, but colour wise and pattern wise and stuff, very nice. But yeah, just that face just seems a bit off. But who knows, if enough people make comments about it, maybe they will actually do something about it. You never know. I've got no babies. I spent so long laying out all the other stuff that all the babies grew up and I got rid of them. So we'll come back as well to see if they've got babies. Next, the Siamang. Obviously I haven't got any climbing stuff in here, so we're not really going to get any of the cool brachiation animations, but still nicely done. Looks very cool. It's quite chunky, but they are kind of strange shapes. Cute little animations again. Yeah, it's nice, and I have seen the animations. Why don't I pop something in there quickly? I'll have a look. It's in Habitat. There is a set thing for brachiation frame. I mean, it's very big. This is the problem. So these are very large pieces. So can't remember what they're called. Metal climbing frame curve. Can that go in there? No. Oh, there we go. So yeah, these bits, they're kind of annoying. They're quite big. We'll get onto the full range of what they are in a minute. But yeah, the actual animals themselves look cool, and the animations on this are very nice. But there is just a lot of this kind of behaviour, walking around with all four limbs touching the ground and stuff. But yeah, it's a hard one to do perfectly right, because they are complex in terms of their locomotion. So yeah, it's you kind of have to forgive them a little bit. I think they've done pretty well with what they have done. This is really cool. There we go. Some movement there. Very nice. So yeah, they've done well with what they have done. But yeah, it will never be perfect. Like the climbing isn't perfect in the game, as we all know. Moving on, we've got babies of this. Obviously we saw the baby Siamang there curled up asleep. Very cute. Scimitar-Horned Oryx. I actually think this looks better in game than it did in the screenshots as well. In the screenshots I thought the head and face looked a little bit weird, but it does look a bit better in game now. I think they've done really nicely with the model. Again, it looks like they've even done some individual hair strands on the on the tail there, which is something I don't think they've ever done for tails for anything. Normally it's just kind of solid with the normal fur shader on, so it's quite interesting to see they've done that for both of these species in this pack. But it's nice, it adds just that extra element again of realism there, makes them look a little bit more accurate. Baby, that one looks better. Baby's nice actually. I think it looks better than the Gemsbok baby does. I think they've done a better job there, from what I remember. I've not compared the two next to each other, but it does look nice, so I'm quite happy with that. So that is it for animals. Given like a cute setup there. Yeah, that's it for the animals. So yeah, some good additions there. They've definitely done well on some of them. Some bits leave a little bit to be desired, but I mean, we're all critical of the animals in this game. Really, they've done a very good job. But we always want more. We always want things to be as good as possible, as accurate as possible, all of that. So I don't think it hurts to constructively criticise and say, oh, the leopard's head could do with a little bit of tweaking, that sort of thing. But yeah, very nice animals. Now we'll move on to the other stuff, because really, if anything, this pack is almost more exciting item-wise, construction item-wise, than it is for the animals. So I've got a few bits here. Lots of them are just very little, but very useful. So we'll jump right in. So we've got this set of conservation slat cladding. So there's I haven't separated these out. There's loads of different varieties. So we've got single planks there, we've got curved pieces, we've got straight pieces down here, we've got sort of triangular shaped and pointed shaped pieces, so you can kind of attach these to all sorts of areas or make your own with the planks themselves, which is very cool. They're nice sizes, nice shapes, so that will be quite handy for some of the stuff I'm sure that people have been doing previously with actual individual planks. You could maybe swap over, save your pieces and use some of these. So yeah, very nice pieces there. We've got the statues. I do like them. They are not super useful necessarily, but they are cute. I quite like the Oryx one. But yeah, I've got one of each species, each habitat species, and mirror images of both. So it's a bit weird. Moves as you move this camera around. But yeah, cute. Maybe not as useful as some of the other statues and things like that, but still quite nice, nicely stylised, and it'll fit the same theme, of course. Next, we shall go to the back here. So we've got this new building wall set, which is the Conservation 3D printed wall set. So all of the standard shapes and sizes that you get in the normal wall sets, plus the panels that we get for every piece as well. So that's pretty standard. We've got a couple of bits down here, roof panels, and in two different sizes, which are actually grass. So they can be used for your green roofs, very conservation and wildlife oriented. If you wanna have green roofs and stuff. We've got our tools down the back here. So we've got broom, fork, rake, a few different types of shovel, a little trowel, and then we've got the hook as well, for hanging them all up, all the ones with handles at least. So yeah, very useful. I don't know if you would know, you might have used them in your zoos, but I had previously made a sort of behind the scenes tools set with wheelbarrows and tools like this in it, so that will be decommissioned now, I suppose. People won't want to use that anymore, they'll use official ones, but hopefully it served you well if you've used them in the past. Right, we'll move on. We've got these pieces, so all the signs, so we've got one for each species. We've got an extra one for the axolotl, so we've got the two different morphs, the kind of dark one and then the really pale one, and then 3 different poses for the gibbon, which is nice. And then we have got a few little extras, so we've got a sunflower, large and small, 3 ladybirds and 3 bees, which is nice. Little extra stuff. We got some butterflies and things last time, so they're just adding on to some of that stuff, just random extras for like nature and wildlife, which is always welcome. Right, we'll carry on over here. We've got a couple of boxes, not flexi-colour, but nice to just have a couple of realistic boxes for your backstage areas. Obviously a lot of this is backstage themed. We've got these air conditioning unit vents, as well as the actual vent piece, which clicks on nicely, automatically kind of locks in position, snaps on to the front of the holes there. We've got some flower pots. We've got a plastic type version here, or painted version, sorry, and then just a normal terracotta one that's not flexi colour. And then we've got some different bits for it. So we've got the mulch, comes as a separate piece there, on there, it clicks in automatically. We've got the base for it, and then we've got some that are this kind of stand for it as well. We've also got a little sort of wooden gardening plant pot thing, shrub they call it, putting stuff in. We've got new gutter set, all flexi colour, a bit more realistic I would have said than the previous set we have. I think this is much more the kind of gutter that you would see standard, at least from what I've seen in my years on this earth. So yeah, nice to have that. Quite intricate pieces actually. I didn't think it would be as intricate as this sort of all the little attachments and bits separate. I didn't realise we would get that all, but obviously the more flexibility the better, so that's always good. Next we've got these pieces, so we've got some trellis pieces there, and this random TP, which I guess you grow plants up on there. Then we have got some veggies: cauliflower, carrot, potato, marrow, and then 3 types of pumpkins, which are flexi colour, so you can do different patterns and colours and stuff, which is quite nice to do on each of them. We've got some more backstage bits, so we've got 2 different types of buckets. We've got a hose on a reel on a cart. We've got a separate hose on a reel that will go on the wall, and then we've got just the tap itself, which is very handy. Then also on the back wall here we've got these blinds panel, conservation blinds panel, and a large one and a small one, and then separate blind slats. I'm a bit confused though. I think maybe these are a bit wrong. So I was assuming that these were supposed to be basically one of these but separate in 3 different sizes, but they are really thick. They're basically square. So I was wondering, I don't know if they're supposed to be that thickness, but maybe it's a bug, maybe not, I'm not really sure. We've got this insect hotel, which is quite cute. Then we've got this set, so this is for the lights, so we've got an actual light bulb thing there with a bit that it goes into. We've got a lamppost thing that's got the lights in it. We've got these sort of surrounds or lampshades, different sizes and colours. Not colours, or they are different colours, you can flexi colour them. Different shapes and sizes I meant. And then we've got the full lamppost, and then the lamppost, just the stalk of it, the frame itself on there. These are quite a nice design. Then we've got the skip, of course, lovely, for your backstage areas of waste, where you're collecting all your waste and rubbish. And then we'll go for this guy. It's a reward statue, Przewalski's horse one, very nice. And then lastly, for this stuff, we've got the water butt and the water butt base that it would sit on, watering can. We've got a set wheelbarrow on its own, and then we've got this type of wheelbarrow, so the cart type wheelbarrow has 4 different pieces which you can use individually, and if you put them all together it would make this whole piece there. So that's it for all the construction items and things like that. Next we move on to plants. Now I'm looking at the list and I've definitely forgotten one, so let's get it in now. We'll do it first. There we go. Right. Vine tomato. There we go. So we've got the vine tomato. Very nice for the garden, so matching all the other vegetables and things that they've gone for, that sort of theme. We've got them. Right, I don't know the names of all these things, so right, we've got aster. None of these are flexi colour, which is a shame, but maybe they'll add it in the future, who knows, but still they look very nice. So we've got aster, nice purple and yellow flowers, and then all of these come in a large, a medium and a small variety, but they all have flowers and grass mixed in. So it'd be nice if there was a grass only sort of version as well, or a flowers only, just one little stalk of flowers or something, a little bunch of 3 or 4 like that, but we can't have everything, can we? So yes, we've got the aster. Over here we have the tick seed, So yellow, reddish flowers there. We have got the poppies, of course, nice bright red on there. We have these ones, cornflower, blue colours. We've got meadow buttercup, nice bright yellow over there. Oxeye daisy, classic daisy, white and yellow. And then the last flower is the pincushion flower, so bright pink flower there, very nice. And then we've got the sunflowers, of course. So small is just 1 stalk, medium with 3, and large with 5. And then lastly, for the smaller stuff, I think, yes, is this one. This is the one that everyone's going nuts for, rightly so, the Yorkshire foggrass. Really nice standard looking grass there, so very exciting to have that. Mix that in with all the other stuff or use it on its own. That will be a really useful piece. Instead of the drin grass might get a little downgrade for being one of the most used pieces in Planet Zoo now. So yeah, well, it'll be nice to see everyone using a lot of that too. Then finally, for the actual conservation pack itself, we have got the big stuff, the trees. So I'm pretty sure I've covered everything once we've done these ones. So we've got the Korean pine. A lot of people saying the normals and things, it's a little bit bright, it looks a little bit off, but yeah, standard sort of pine looking tree, very nice. Different sizes, 3 different sizes, of course. We've got the fig tree. So we already had the strangler fig, this is a different one. It's just the fig tree, relatively small, round, bushy looking, but nice shaped flower, nice shaped leaves and things there. It's actually got little fruits on it as well. And then the last one is this one, which is the Aquilaria tree. This one looks quite nice, quite standard. Probably one of those ones where you could have a nice tree by just sinking it into the ground a bit. So yeah, that one, very nice. And that is it, as far as I can tell, for the... Oh no, I missed this bit, of course, silly me. So, the last bit is the facilities stuff. So we've got a new bench, a new picnic bench, a new bin, and a new umbrella. And to be honest, this is the best bench we've got. This is the most realistic. This is the one, at least from my point of view, this is what we have at work. All that sort of standard, almost plasticky type, or wooden, standard woodeny type ones. Sometimes you get plasticky ones, sometimes wooden. Very much a standard bench, or seating bench or picnic bench. The umbrella's very nice, and the bin's nice too, to be honest. So a really nice little set there of things to use. Now I think, is the path in the thingy? I think the path is in the update, but is that correct? Yes, it is. Right, okay. So yeah, that is it, as far as I can tell, for the DLC. That's the word. So the DLC stuff, very good, nice variety of stuff, a lot of useful stuff. Some probably less so, but a lot of cool pieces in there. Foliage wise, very nice. So now if we flick over to this side, we've got the stuff from the update. While we've got them, let's have a look at the baby horse. Very cute, very nice, very pale. They're always quite pale, the babies. And then, are baby leopards or not? No, not currently. Right, so update stuff for the 1.10 update. Right, so we've got a tree, quite a nice tree as well, the Mpingo tree. Small, medium and large, of course, as always. But yeah, quite a nice one. Nice bark and stuff. Nice trunk. Nice texturing and things as well. Actually really high quality, that one. So yeah, very nice. Right, next, so this is one thing that we weren't really sure about, but we've actually got a new dring grass. So we've got dry dring grass. So that's the original one to compare to. So all very pale, some light greens and some browny sort of tones, yellowy tones in there. And then we've got the small, medium and large, as we have with the normal dring grass. We've got these ones here, so common saltwort, small, medium, large. We've got a sort of very green lush variety, but also a dried out one, which is quite cool. And they obviously if you want to make more sort of the desert theme, you might want to go for this dried out one. And if you want the sort of more grasslandy temperate, you might want to go for that lush variety there. And then lastly we've got this one, so Siberian pea shrub. We've got a standard one and then a flowering one, which is quite nice. It looks quite a lot like gorse. I don't know if it's the same thing, if it's another name for it, or if they're related, but it looks similar to what we have, I know, in the UK, gorse bushes with this kind of foliage, and then the bright yellow flowers in long sort of stalks coming off. But the gorse is really prickly. I can't tell if this has got loads of prickly bits on it, but still will be quite useful for whipsnade actually, because some of the enclosures have gorse bushes in them and things, so that will be a useful one. Next we have the brachiation metal climbing frame, that's what they call it. So this is actually get my words out. It's able to be used by a lot of different animals. So if we look in here at these, does it say? Oh, so they're only interesting. They're only tagged with Siamang, but actually it was stated that they can be used. So it says all animals who can navigate thin climbing pieces will also be able to climb across the metal climbing frames using their normal climbing movements and animations. But yeah, they're not actually tagged, so that's probably something that they could do with adding, really. I don't know what the small climbing pieces. Oh, thin, sorry, not small, thin. Climbable log thin, so I presume all of these species will be able to use it. Siamang is in there, but all the other things as well are in there. So yeah, that will be quite a good one for various things potentially. It's a shame it's all metal. It would be nice if it was wooden, that sort of thing, if it had different aspects, but I'm sure as we go through we'll be able to figure out exactly how we can best use this. And we have got 5 different types and shapes and stuff, so got some curved bits, some straight bits, a little rampy bit, and then this bit. This might be the most useful if they transition well between pieces. You might be able to make small areas just using that. I'm not really sure exactly how it works, to be honest. I've not played around with it, so yeah, I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually as we go through the next few weeks and start to use it more. Then we've got this next stuff. So this is a new path, which is a grass path, a natural grass path, which is pretty cool. It's annoying it doesn't quite match up to the normal grasses. I'm not sure if there are any that it does. See, there's a slight variation in colour and stuff there, so I'm not really sure. I haven't played around with different maps and things like that, but yeah, still quite a nice little addition there. You might be able to make it merge in with some decals and stuff possibly, or some other foliage. But yeah, nice to have that option. Standard sort of wooden curb, and the thing. This is actually really nice. This the barrier itself. I made something like this for the jaguar enclosure in Wild Planet Zoo, which I haven't actually shown off yet, but yeah, it actually looks really good, so that's a nice one. The next thing, we've got the new small gates, habitat gates. So we've got the metal variety, metal and glass there, or the wooden one there, and the chain link stuff. So yeah, these are going to be very useful for things with short barriers, at least, even though I don't really like the small barriers anyway. At least they'll blend in now. You won't have a big door sticking out in the middle. You can put proper door in there, which would be nice. So yeah, very handy, very nice that they've done that. Next, we've got these sort of things in here. That's nothing to do with it, ignore me. What I was checking was to see if they've got new music for conservation pack, and they have, which is nice. 4 new bits, one based on each animal. Siamang, Amur, Scimitar and Taki is the proper, more sort of native name for the Przewalski's horse. So yeah, nice to see new music. This one they snuck in. Projection screen 0.5 meters. It was in the update notes. So I think it's similar to the what's it called? The memorial one, possibly. Memorial plaque screen. You see, yes, it's pretty much that, but without a frame. That's basically what it is then. So if you wanted the frame on it, you can use the memorial plaque, but actually we've just got a standard thing on its own now, which is nice. And it's not lit, it only comes in unlit variety by the looks of it. So yeah, that's a nice little addition. Right, we've got the new education things. So we've got the giraffe education station there. They're pretty cute, they're very, very stylised, but they'll fit in with the game and the style. When you see the sort of zoo guests playing with them and stuff, they will look quite nice, I think, in that respect. So then we've got the gorilla one over here. They move a little bit as well, which is quite nice, adds a little extra something to them, I suppose. Then we've got these two, so soundboard there, which you can replace images and sounds with your own stuff on there. Again, quite stylised, but still quite cool. They fit in with the game's style, really, in terms of the guests and who will be using them. And then this one, paw print station, which is quite cute as well. And then they also have added a few new conservation boards, which they mentioned in the update notes. So we've got one on ecological restoration there. So yeah, making areas, converting areas back for wildlife. We've got one on invasive species here, just talking about like the bullfrog, or whatever it is in Australia. We've got, what's this one? Overexploitation. So this one talking about the sea, like overfishing and things like that being a problem. And then this one here, species reintroduction. Talk about European bison there, that's a nice one. I haven't really looked through them properly, but yeah, nice little thing to have a few new ones of them. I don't think they've ever added new ones of this before, so it's nice that they've done that to kind of fit the theme of conservation that they're going for there. Do a bit more of the education of that. So next, almost last, we've got all the extra shop counters. So we've got, I'm not going to go through them all, but we've got it for everything now as far as I know. So these are all the new ones. Nice little information one as well, which is nice. That's quite cute, little leaflet holder there, little giraffe leaflet holder. But yeah, they've all got certain little things, of course, next to the counter, but relatively minimal, just one little case and the till there. And then they've also got some of these little logos for some of the ones that were missing too, which is good. Again, I haven't done all of them, but you can find the ones you need on there. think this is the last thing. Yes, the last thing. I was a bit confused by these ones, but they're obviously new and they do look like they'll be useful. We've got these glass panels, so I think they're called the same thing as glass modern wall, which is this set that we have. So glass modern wall set is this set here, and they're labelled the same as it, but they're standalone pieces. So, and they're non-gridded. So they've got these thin pieces. They're just various sizes really, but they've got these kind of frame around them, but they're thinner. The frame is thinner than like the standard size. As you can see, they're much thinner. So yeah, variety of shapes and sizes there. Then these bits, these bits are just random gridded pieces, different curves. Maybe we didn't have them before, so they've added them in. And then these are interesting ones. So these are actually off-grid. They're called off-grid pieces. So we've got off-grid flat roof. So as the name suggests, you can rotate them any way that you want to, which is quite interesting, especially for triangular pieces. We don't really have triangular pieces that are off-grid to fill in gaps and things like that. So all of these are off-grid, and then we've got some curves as well, so you can kind of do dome shapes and things like that. So it's an interesting concept, which I've not really done much of before. So if they were to make some more of these for different sets, it'd be quite useful, I think, especially plaster, things like that. We're desperately in need of like pointed plaster pieces to fill in certain bits, I would say. So that is everything. We're still not got any baby leopards, but yeah, that is everything as far as I could see from all their notes and stuff. That is all the stuff that we have from the DLC, the conservation DLC there, and update 1.10 there. So very good pack. I'm excited to see what everyone makes with it, and sort of upgrade some of my own stuff with some of the new pieces, add some new stuff, do some enclosures for some of the new animals. In terms of Whipsnade, as I said before in my video from the announcement, I'll be using the Oryx at some point, and I'll be using the Przewalski's horse, because they're two species we have at Whipsnade, so it'll be nice to build for them. And then we, in Wild Planet Zoo, which is the zoo I'm building of my own imagination and using references and stuff like that, I will probably be trying to get a couple of these in, definitely. Possibly the leopards. I'll try and do the Siamangs. I think they'd be a nice addition, and then we'll see out the others. So yeah, exciting time. So yeah, comment if you've got any other thoughts, or if there's anything you particularly like or don't like in the pack and the update. It'd be interesting to hear people's thoughts. And then yeah, you can of course like the video if you enjoyed seeing my take on it and seeing all the pieces. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing any of my future stuff, and then you can also of course join the Discord. There should be a link in the description, or follow me on Twitch, where I sometimes do live building and stuff like that. So you can yeah, you can catch me on all those things. And thank you very much for watching. I'll leave you with the beautiful Scimitar-Horned Oryx, I think, one of my favourite animals. So there we go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.